Hi, my name is Melissa Fino. I am the founder of Love Your Life Community. This video is all about perfectionism, and I am a recovering perfectionist. So I spend a lot of my time now just going through and making that big old step forward and not caring about what things look like or stressing out about how they're not perfect, because they're never gonna be perfect. So when you're watching this video, there might be some kind of funny things that might come up. I might trip over my words, the TV might come back on, my dog might bark, but guess what? I'm not gonna stop, because I'm a recovering perfectionist, and I wanna show you what happens when life is just good enough. Life doesn't have to be perfect. Life is never going to be perfect. I mean, I don't want to rain on your parade or anything, but it's just never gonna happen that way. Not everything in your life is going to exactly fall into place at the moment that you desire it to. That little blueprint that you have for your life when you think that you're gonna get pregnant at this time, you're gonna buy a house here, graduate from college there, life just doesn't happen that way. So I encourage you to throw away the blueprint that you have for life and just kind of go with the flow. Work towards your goals. And if a roadblock comes in your way, just take it. Take the left, take the right, go straight. You'll see, life changes. If you keep following the path, good things will happen. So here's the deal. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Most of my life, I struggled with waiting for the perfect moment to begin. Whether it was this YouTube channel, whether it was going back to college, whether it was following my heart's deepest desire and moving across country, whether it was kind of making the first step in establishing a relationship when I wasn't sure if somebody else wanted to be in a relationship with me. I always waited for the perfect moment. And here's what happens. Days, weeks, months, crickets, lots of crickets. The perfect moment never comes along, because you're never gonna find the perfect moment. So what ends up happening is, while you're waiting for the perfect moment, your thoughts get the best of you, and your thoughts remind you of all of the ways that what you want can go wrong. You know, when I go back to school, people are gonna look at me, they're gonna think I'm too old, I'm gonna fail, I'm not gonna remember what it's like to pull an all-nighter, I'm not gonna know how to do addition. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, but when you get back to an advanced statistics course, those mathematical problems can trick you. They can get awfully messy. Anyway, the perfect moment will never come. So if you don't make that first step, you're never actually going to try. You're going to sit on it for a long time. Your thoughts are going to get the best of you, and your thoughts are going to remind you consistently. They're going to go over and over and over in your head about all of the reasons why you're going to fail and why your dream is never going to come true. So here's the deal. A perfectionist is really not the one who's waiting for the perfect moment. That's what they lead you to believe it is, and that's what kind of life and society guides you to think that that's what a perfectionist is. A perfectionist is a person who's afraid to fail. It's the same thing, but if you say it differently, just think about it. You're afraid to fail. But deep down inside, aren't we all afraid to fail? I believe that we are. But when you sit on your thoughts for so long, and your thoughts are negative, and your inner critic is inside telling you that all of the ways that it could go wrong, that's all you think about. But when you actually take action on them and you make that first step, you start to realize that failing is when you're just sitting in the background listening to your inner critic ruminating on your thoughts. That's when you're actually failing, when you're not taking any action towards what you want. So what ends up happening for the life of a perfectionist is, the only way to break that habit is to kind of throw your thoughts out the window, shift your mind a little bit, and start to think about all the things that could happen if you actually started to chase your dreams. All the good things that could happen. Because some good things could happen. You could go back to school. They might judge you. They might say you're a little bit older. You might fail your first class. You might end up getting your bachelor's. You might end up getting your master's. You might go back and get your MBA, and you might get that job that you dream of. All that might. What happens if you do go back to school? you get straight A's. You go back and you get your MBA. Your MBA leads you to this terrific job, which then introduces you to your fabulous husband. What a mind shift, right? And that's what could really happen. But we don't think about those things. And this is what we need to start thinking about, how all of our dreams can really start to happen if we make action. I know some of you are sitting down on your couches and going, but Melissa, it's so scary. I don't want to take action. That's okay. What's scarier? Not taking any action now, or looking back on your life 40 years from now and wondering, what if? Do you really want to sit on a mountain of what ifs? What if I went back to school? What if I decided to open my own business? What if I took that job that was across country, even though I was really scared about going to a state I had never gone to before? What if I asked that girl out? What if, what if, what if, what if? If you don't start taking any action right now, you're gonna be sitting on a mountain of what ifs. And believe me when I tell you, from experiences and conversations that I've had with so many people, you don't wanna sit on a mountain of what ifs. You wanna sit on a mountain of, I freaking went for it. That's what you want. So, life of a perfectionist is not about seeking perfection. It's about being afraid to fail. But just take a little action, make one small step. And here's the thing, for some of us, that step needs to be small, and for some of us, it needs to be big. So for some of us, that one small step might be, I'm gonna create a vision board, and that vision board is gonna tell me the things that I wanna work towards for the next year. It might be, I have to simply write what my goal is. It might even be as simple as actually saying what your goal is out loud for the first time. Because for some of us, that's actually a really big, courageous step to make. And then there are other people who have to make big steps to actually go towards and make that change. So for you, I say, go for it. Open that business, step outside of your box, go take all the immunizations that you need to go to a different country and travel and see the world. Do anything and everything that you have to do to make action, whether that action is small or large. Okay, come back next Thursday. We're gonna have a new video. We're gonna continue talking about perfectionism and what taking action really means. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like if you like what you see, and come back next week if this is resonating with you. Have a beautiful week. Bye.